Is that the preferred cocktail in Mordor these days? Ginger ale.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
Yes.
These days.
These days.
Those days are over.
Yeah. Thanks to that little shit, Frodo.
Greedy bastard.
And his buddy, that oversized Scandinavian guy named Vigo who got on the cell phone with you and stuck a sword in your face, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite hilarious.
That Scandinavian asshole with that sword.
Beautiful bastard. Beautiful son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is. He's a beautiful son of a bitch. By the way, Captain Fantastic is like one of our favorite movies like ever. Ever. Vigo's done. He's done a lot of interesting movies.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant.
Chat room. So that's your main camera. Chat room is right here, so you can watch what people are saying and answer questions and stuff like that.
These other two cameras will pick us up looking that way. So if we have guests or people right here, we can talk to them right here on this side. Oh, there's hearts. Are there hearts? Do you guys hear us? We're not streaming yet, are we? We are streaming. We're not live, but we are streaming. But yeah, there's a lot of hearts appearing. You're going to be back here with me, by the way. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I think Cliff will start the show, introduce you, and then you can walk just behind the bar. Cool. Sound good?
Do you want a stool? Do you want to stand? We usually stand.
Yeah. All right, Cliff, I'm going to start.
Keeps your energy up.
I'm going to start.
Okay.
How many did you say?
I'm not sure. We were at 50 yesterday morning. So see
Hello.
what we're at today.
Is it running?
And it was the best week we ever did. So.
Yeah. Last week
Wow. Here we go, live. It's actually live. It's working. It's actually working. I love that. Oh, I'm going to turn my hat around. Face forward. Sit up straight, young man. Face forward. Both feet on the ground. Don't make me reach back there, son, or I'll turn this horse and buggy right around. Take you right back to the South Farthing. What? It is. It's looking good. Hi, everybody. Oh, yes. I am Sauron. Ask me anything. That is hilarious. All right. I'm going to retweet that to the Twitterverse. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of ado. We've got lights, camera, action. We have the nascent beginnings of a lovely live audience right here. Look at this. Oh, yeah, and he's ducking. Yeah. No. But he's only got this camera on. By the way, yeah. He's trying to be all sly. That's hilarious. Take pictures of you. So funny. Okay, he's going to come back in just a second. I guess he's going to come back in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and there is so much ado, I'm going to say, officially, there's a lot of hearts, a lot of smiles. Hi, Rovandi. Hey, Nemeria, tasty waffle. I do love me some waffles. Hello. Hello, crapped. You shall not pass. Well, no, I will. I will pass. I'm going to pass the baton over to my wonderful guest. He's going to be here in just a second. I'm not going to do the introduction until I actually see with my own eyes that he's back in the room. What is he doing? He's out there trying to... Okay, we're doing an interview with Sala Baker today, ladies and gentlemen. You are here live on the very, very active, very robust live show that we do, theonering.net. Oh my God, those shoes are blinding me. There's Justin, my co-host, my producer, and we're hosting live from Scum and Villainy Cantina here in Hollywood. Yes, hi everybody, nice to see you guys. You don't want a microphone? I don't think you deserve this. Remember that song by the Cars? Life's the same when you're living in stereo. Oh no, show's over. Okay, here you go. No. Here you go. Oh, no. Okay, this is funny. Justin's here with us.
Hello.
Scum and Villainy is fabulous.
I'm so excited today because
I'm very excited too.
we've been trying to talk to this guy for months and months and months now, but he's been so busy working in movies and TV shows that I love so dang much.
It is quite surprising how you try, and they keep saying, I can't make it, I'm busy. Can't make it, I'm busy. And then all of a sudden, you throw out that one last invitation when you're about to lose all hope, and then hope, surprisingly, is fulfilled. And that's a very Tolkien way to do it, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, Sala Baker.
Hello,
Yes.
everyone here and online. How are ya?
Hope is renewed.
Yes,
Hope
yes,
has
it
been
is.
renewed. Oh, look at this. Look at the little hearts blowing up.
Whoa,
Here's
whoa.
our chat screen on YouTube. We also have chat. Is that Facebook as well? Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay, so we have lots of options here.
Lots of hearts.
Come back. I have mushrooms. Tiffany Jenkins says Sala, Sala, Sala.
What's mushrooms?
It's kind of like Beetlejuice. When you say
Oh,
his
I love
name 3
Beetlejuice.
times,
Beetlejuice,
It's like-
Beetlejuice.
he shows up. I figured that eventually we'd get you back on the show. Good sir.
Yes, sir.
So good to see you, brother. You
Always
actually,
a pleasure.
You look quite good. You look quite handsome today. This is very nice. Look at you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're looking well. You look real healthy. You look really good. No, seriously.
Thank you, thank you. I have been...
What are you doing? You've been eating, right?
Yes, yes.
see?
Changing the old eating habits.
Rub that Buddha for good luck.
Yeah, and I decided to get rid of the beard.
You did. No, that beard was a requirement. It was
Yeah,
de rigueur
Yes.
for a lot of the roles you were in. Like that facial hair was defining look for you.
Yes, yes. It was great. It was good for a certain time, but now it's time for a change to see the face.
The face of Salah.
Yes,
Look
yes.
at that. Look at. There are so many fans right now live.
Whoa.
We want to encourage everybody to be part of this show live,
Yeah,
as we do
come
every
on.
week. Here's how this works, guys. We're coming to you live from Scum and Villainy Cantina, and thank you to the hardworking staff and the crew.
Yeah.
Scum and Villainy. They're getting ready for Kevin Smith.
Kevin
his-
Smith?
his
What about
big
that
show
guy?
tonight?
I have not yet worked with that guy, but hopefully, Kevin,
We're gonna fix that.
we will make it work.
Yes, we will fix
Kevin.
that. If you want to be part of the live show, take a look at this. You see it? There's a hotline that we have. It's scrolling right. Oh, well, no, it's over there now. It's over there, and it's
it goes.
moving this way.
Text Hotline
530.
530. I need glasses. 53064 Frodo.
That's
530-643-7636.
Frodo. We have a hotline. You can text us your questions for Mr. Baker. You
Yeah,
can call
come
us,
on in.
and we'll ultimately bring you in on Skype if you want to be on Skype. You know, I took the invitation out there to Van City Reynolds to see if he was going to come in and Skype in. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
great.
I didn't really get a lot of scenes with him, but
No, you were future Fire Fist.
yeah,
Yes, that
yes,
was
that was
so
kind
badass.
of it's kind of a huge role for me.
Yes, it was
not
fantastic.
in the movie, but just as a to be a part of such a great film and
Oh, yes.
he is ridiculous.
Mr. Van City Reynolds.
Well, I mean, he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's pretty much at 24/7.
Really?
There's not a time that he's not Deadpool.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Really? So this
Yeah.
was totally the role he was born
I
to play.
mean, he never really turns it off.
Well, I'm glad that they fixed it. I'm glad that he went to such extreme lengths to fix the first Deadpool
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that Wolverine Origins crap movie. I'm so glad they fixed that. I'm really glad that he threw down the jokes. I'm glad that the studio was willing to throw down the jokes at the end of the
Yeah,
film. It
yeah.
was so good.
I mean, it was quite hilarious. I was
So
like,
good.
ooh, okay. So we're going there.
Okay, from
What do
the
we
chat
got?
room,
Chat room.
can you do the line, "There is no light in the void, only death"? And that was the voice of the ring when the ring slips on Frodo's fingers when he falls on the floor in the Prancing Pony. Remember that? And he
Yes, I
sees that
do.
first blazing eye in Fellowship of the Ring that freaks everybody out. That's the first time we see that visually. Yeah.
I mean, it's not really me.
I know it's
Well-
not you. It's not your dialogue.
Well,
It's-
that's the big thing.
But
That's the big thing with The Hobbit kind of retconning the voice of Sauron because Benedict Cumberbatch plays Sauron. And
Yes.
I think he voiced Sauron in the Hobbit movie, in the last Hobbit movie, when Sauron
Oh, did he
reveals
really?
himself.
Yes.
That's Benedict Cumberbatch's voice. So are they going to redo the Lord of the Rings and redub all of
me with Benedict's voice, yes.
Really?
Because is it your voice
No, it's not my voice.
in Lord of the Rings? Just your
No.
performance?
Yeah. It was Bruce Spence.
Really?
Bruce Spence
from
was
Mad
the-
Max?
Yes.
Bruce Spence, who played
Yes.
the mouth of Sauron.
Yes.
He did that voice?
Yes, I believe so. You should guys should check it online. Since you're online, check it out.
Yeah,
'Cause
chat room.
I
you can-
believe
you
it
can-
wasn't. It might have Bruce Spence. Check it out. Everyone's checking.
So just to catch everybody up, in case you haven't seen them, Deadpool 2 has been out in theaters this spring, and I was shocked and surprised, and I giggled like a little girl when in the theaters
Like you usually do.
the main the main antagonist in Deadpool 2 is a character called Fire Fist.
Yes.
And sure enough, in the middle of the movie, boom, there's a
You're
familiar
welcome.
face.
You're welcome.
Now, you giggled. My reaction was quite different. I actually dropped an egg. I really, I know, sorry, but when I saw you in the theater, not expecting that you would be there, I literally shouted out like, hey.
I-
Like, what?
It
Shut
was
up, Cliff.
so hard for me when we shot that, because we shot that last year, right?
Yeah, in Vancouver.
In Vancouver.
Yeah.
And when they called me and said, hey, you're going to come over and do this. And I was like, well, what am I doing? They said, you're going to. And I was like, what? I'm going to do what? And so when I found out, I was like, you find out you get it, and then you get over there, and you're in Vancouver, you're kind of in your hotel room, and you're like, nah, man, this is not happening. You get on set, and then you do the costume fittings, and you're like, is this really fucking happening? And then you get it all suited up, and you get the long fireproof jacket on, and the designing the costume around you, and you're like,
So good.
uh-oh. And then Rob Liefeld's there on set, and I'm like, oh, hey, Dad, God, something, I was like, whoa. And then you do all the scenes, and you're like, oh. And then I saw what I shot, which was pretty ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And it was hard for me to not say a damn word about me playing the older Fire Fist, because I didn't want to mention anything to anyone, because it's not, it's an Easter egg that needs to be.
Do they
kind of
have
found
strict
out.
rules on what you're allowed to Instagram, or do they take your phone when you reach to set? Like,
I've been doing this for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm really I take photos, but I don't release them at all. I'm not, I've done it long enough to know that it's not worth it. One photo could ruin your career.
Mm-hmm.
so how does a role
Especially
like?
that one, because I'm like, if I leak fucking older Fire Fist, I'm
Oh, yeah.
done. But Marvel.
But
so.
how do you
That's
get
so
a
good.
major role? I mean, this is a major character in the Marvel universe. Did you go to an audition? Are you signed to multiple movies like every other MCU? I guess this isn't MCU, is it? No, this is Fox. This is not an. How do you get that role?
So obviously everyone knows I've been doing stunts since day one from Lord of the Rings and acting, and training in LA, meeting everyone, and going through this amazing city of 18 years for me, meeting people and just working with so many different people. I ended up training with a whole group of guys that ended up going over to a certain group that trains at 8711, and the owner of 8711 is David Leitch. So he has a whole film training private facility for actors who go and train there for all their movies, 8711 movies. And I trained there. I started training jiu-jitsu there last year. And so just through being there and knowing him throughout the industry of 19 years, he just called me and says, hey, are you available? I get 20 messages, emails, phone calls saying David Leitch is looking for you. And so I finally call him back, and he's like, "Hey man, can you come and play this small role in my movie?" And I was like, "What?" As soon as he said, "Can you?" I already said yes in my brain because I knew he was doing Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
just a small little thing, just one day." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah."
And you said, don't threaten me with a good time, right?
And so, yeah, I was like, "Don't threaten me with a good time."
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I say yes.
But did he tell you about Julian Dennison at all? Did he say,
He
we
said
have a young
nothing.
actor and we want you to match
He didn't say
Julian
a thing.
Dennison? He didn't say that.
He didn't say a
'Cause I'm
thing.
curious about that.
No, because he just said, "Hey, I got you this little role. I want you to come in, and you know, it's only a day. I'd love for you to come and play it." And I was like, "Yeah, yes, yep. I don't know if you knew, but yep, yeah, pretty much, yeah." And so from then on, it was kind of like, holy shit. And then his wife called me, and Kelly was like, "Hey, this this character, I'm just gonna give you a little rundown on him." And she gave me, and I was like, "What? What did you say? He's what?" And they were like, she was like, "Yeah, he's kind of like, you know, you're a perfect older version of Julian. You're exactly like him. You're just a young, fun version of, an older version of him. You know, you're fun. You know, he's got a lot of comedy, but he's real deep." And
Yes.
and that was kind of like, she told me that when I got to set, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
So
this is
that was the
crazy."
first time you heard that you were doing a character in relation to another younger version of the character. I'm like, don't they
Yeah.
prepare you and tell you way ahead of time what you're doing?
Dude, it was just out of this world, crazy. And the craziest thing was, they were like, "Yeah, come over. It's in September." And I'm like, "Yeah, no worries. What date?" "We're shooting on September 22nd.
Oh shit! That was the day that I invited you to come to our Bilbo Baggins birthday.
That's why
picnic.
I couldn't come to Bilbo's birthday.
Dude, the secret's out, dude. I know there were a lot.
I was
of
hiding in
disappointed
Vancouver in
people.
my hotel room going, "Oh, shit.
Damn.
I'm Firefist. Older version. This is cool."
There's more significance to that date, September 22nd.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
September 22nd is Bilbo and Frodo's birthday, and that's quite significant because we have a big event that we do in Griffith Park every year, and has grown and grown over the years, and
Which I have been to a few of.
and you surprise the fans, and you bless us with your energy, and it's very uplifting. Everybody loves to see you.
But is there another significance to September 22nd?
Is there?
I don't know. Twitter was blown up with some. Is that an important date for you, Sala?
What do you mean?
Twitter was
I haven't seen it.
okay. Twitter was saying that
What
it
are
was
they
your
saying?
birthday.
It's your birthday's the day before or after.
No, it's September 22nd.
It's your birthday too? Shit.
What? Yeah. You've known this the whole time, Cliff.
I'm acting,
What the hell? It's my birthday too. It's
I'm
like,
acting surprised for the audience. I'm trying to
Yeah, right.
bring
Dude,
the
you
audience.
got
How long have I known you? 18 years,
Yeah,
bro?
I know. I remember.
got caught.
I know. No.
Dude.
Wait, so you share a birthday with Bilbo Baggins and
Yes.
Frodo Baggins
Yes.
and Tolkien and everyone else,
Yes. Yes.
and you got
Yes.
a huge Marvel role on your day.
Your birthday.
Yes.
That's kind of brilliant, though.
And I met Rob Liefeld on my birthday. Check that out.
That's super.
In
cool.
your face. Nick Stanley. In training.
Yes. That's brilliant.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was freaking out last year on my birthday, September, in Vancouver, just trying not to say anything to anyone. So
I don't think I could have had that kind of self-control.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have restrained myself.
it was hard.
Now,
I had
the
to try
kid-
and forget about it.
does the kid in the movie look like you as a youngin?
Me, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what's funny. Here's what's freaking funnier.
I've never
Here's the-
seen any pictures of you as a kid.
Here's the extra Easter egg on September 22nd, right? I'm in the makeup chair with Anne, who's the same name as my fiance and my fiance's mother. She's doing my makeup. She does Julian's makeup also. And I'm talking to her, and I'm like, yeah, my twin brothers. And And Julian's 2 seats over, and he says, "What did you just say?" I says, "Oh, I was just talking about my twin brother." And he goes, "What? I've got a twin brother."
No.
The kid.
Julian Dennison has a twin.
Are you kidding? No.
And
That's cosmic.
his stand-in was a twin.
No.
Yes. So freak that out. www.online.world.
That's too much. That is too much. That is so insane.
This was meant to happen.
That's why I was like, wait, what? You're a twin? I have no idea. He's a twin. And his real older self is a twin. Wow. Interesting, that isn't it? Universe.
There's kismet. That is more than synchronicity. That is
So when they
absolute
finally merged
kismet.
the Fox and Disney Marvel universes, there's actually 2 of both of you that you can
Yes.
have a scene. Right. You know where I'm going with this?
You're
there's
welcome.
2 of each of the Fire Fists.
You
so there's
are
a time
welcome.
play and a twin play. Man.
All right, now I need. Have you ever?
Come on.
Have you and your?
Let's do it. I'm down.
Here's the next question. Obviously, have you and your twin brother ever tricked people by going to a job interview and pretending to be yourself when it was the other one, or like anything funny like that? Like
When we were younger, yes. When we were around, like, between the ages of, like, 10 to, like, 15.
yeah.
And then it just got too easy to tell us apart because I was fatty, he was skinny. But then it all changed.
Yeah. I know. Look at how fit and fine you are now, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
But no, I forgot the question.
The question in the chat is Fire Fist spin-off. And the answer is
yes. Not from me.
Yeah.
I hope so. I want to.
yes.
I
Fire
mean,
Fist
why not?
spin-off.
It's all about the kids.
Well, I would consider that.
I mean, there's going to be X-Force, isn't there? I mean,
Yeah, if there's going to
Right?
be X-Force and there's going to be more time travel, and Marvel's not afraid of doing time travel, so yeah.
you know
Let's
what
do
I
it.
mean? I mean, why show me in the first place? Huh? That's what I say. But you know what I mean? Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
Yes. Yes.
Again, not my voice, but I'm gonna say it.
You had to.
But I think
Hey.
I think you've been practicing to rejoin Middle Earth with that voice.
Again, I'm down. Yes, 100%.
So what have you heard about the Amazon Lord of the Rings series?
Just pretty much the same thing everyone else is online. Like that, it's gonna happen. I don't know when. It's Amazon, and that's about it. Should be a Sauron. Pretty cool. I hope so. But yeah, I don't really know anything about it. I'm just excited that they're doing it. It's just I'm very skeptical.
That's healthy. That is healthy to have
So-
some skepticism about
Yeah.
about the most expensive
Well,
television
I mean,
production ever.
Look, all 3, the first Lord of the Rings, were amazing, right? And you took all these books and put them into 3-hour movies, which again is still short comparison to the movies, because it's hard to tell all those stories and all those characters and all those journeys in 3 hours and a couple minutes. You know what I mean? So, and then what Peter did with all of them, how he shot them all at the same time, 19 months at one, at 3 movies at once, 9 units. Like he had 9 monitors in front of him, satellite feeds encrypted through like New Zealand. Dude, no one does that. And the fact that you could pull that together with those hobbits, shooting them all 3, like 19 months at the same time, so that they wouldn't age, and going through the journey together for all 3 of them. I mean, and look at what came out of it. It was 3 great movies, which the Hobbit had to follow, right? So that's why it's like Peter did such a great job, and all the New Zealand crew and the cast of what that story did for so many people, not only in the movie, but just journeys of people's lives, right? I came to America because of it. You know, I met all these different people and learned from all these different, you know, artists. So New Zealand was so huge, and Lord of the Rings was so huge to help so many people. So, and that product that came in was freaking amazing. I mean,
Do you think that you've been on many Marvel movies and big movies and shows, and we'll talk about Westworld in a minute, shooting on location. Do you think they can shoot a Lord of the Rings TV series anywhere but New Zealand? Or do you think we as fans and good filmmakers can make LA mountains look like Rohan or something like that? I mean, you've played in all the worlds. You've played in green screen sets. You've played in Westworld. You've played in Middle Earth. What?
By the way, Rohan is not mountainous, it's grasslands, but yes, okay.
It looks like Santa Barbara Mountains. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, deep cuts.
it's hard because, like, the story. It's just the storytelling of, like, if the story is there. New Zealand is beautiful. Like, I'm not going to take that back, but if you're going to, it costs money to send everyone to New Zealand. But in saying that, you can shoot a lot of things anywhere in the world and make it look beautiful, but it has to make sense to the story. Otherwise, no one's going to watch. Well, a lot of people want to watch it. It's just, it has to stick to the storyline like what Peter did. Or completely change it.
Would you
Yeah.
would
I
you
don't know.
consider that Jeff Bezos doesn't really care about how much money he's spending on this? At this point, a lot of the criticism has been, Amazon, you've pushed out a lot of other television productions. Smaller shows that could have survived, destroyed, taken off because of the $500 million that they're throwing at it. Welcome aboard.
This is my boy Richmond.
Hey, Richard. So yeah, I don't think they're going to balk at flying people down to New Zealand. But
Yeah, like
what-
you can. Sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, what fans really want, they want to go back to Middle Earth. I'm suspicious that fans would go back to a Middle Earth that would look and feel really different from the 6 films. I'm suspicious that they would do that. I doubt it.
I hope so. I hope they take it to New Zealand. You know, I mean, Amazon's got enough money.
Right. Keep the world looking consistent.
Because the thing is, you can rebuild and reshoot anything anywhere, right? But to have the feeling of what Middle Earth really was, and to take it back there, it's kind of, it's a good feeling. For the people, for the fans, and for the story, for the books, for Tolkien. Because if we're just gonna make blockbusters, I mean, what is it gonna? We're just gonna end up with action everywhere, which is, story, always story driven.
So do you have an
Yes.
opinion, and feel free to punt on this question, but do you have an opinion on what went down as far as the actors were concerned on the Hobbit movies? The actors in the Hobbit campaigned to be unionized and get some union wages, because New Zealand is not SAG, like, it's a non-union country, the whole country.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of debate of, like, Warner threatened to move the Hobbit production out of New Zealand unless, they when it came to the Hobbit, they still shot it. No one was union, so they got less money than they would if they had shot it here. The actors would. So that law in New Zealand is back up for renewal next year, around the same time that they're going to start shooting the Lord of the Rings series for
That's
Amazon.
going to complicate things for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
So what's the acting community like in New Zealand? It's matured enough that do they deserve? I mean,
everyone deserves a chance, right? Because if you go and shoot a great movie in New Zealand, you got to use New Zealand talent, New Zealand crew, to give back to the community, especially the actors. But if the actors are getting, like, "Hey, you come over here," these kind of lines, in the story, it's kind of like, well, those are throwaways. I mean, but if you want to give, and again, It's hard for me because I started as an actor stuntman in New Zealand, then kind of left. So I don't really know what's happened in New Zealand in terms of how that's changed and what's happening. Because I've just focused on, okay, come to America and learn about how everyone's doing it over here, which is awesome because I learned hundreds of thousands of new things, to ways of doing things, right? There's so many ways of shooting a film, TV show, so many ways. Because, you get a whole 12 or 15 different departments trying to put a vision together to one guy who's just the vision of the studio.
So the most important thing is sounds like that you need a strong leadership. You need a
Because we formed during Lord of the Rings, we formed a stunt union based on SAG. Because what we were getting paid in New Zealand as stunt performers was just what it was, right? When I came over and found out what people were getting paid for what we were doing in New Zealand, I was kind of like, okay, maybe we should change. Maybe we should look at things differently, And then we got a new American stunt coordinator who came over, and he was like, hey, this is what? You guys are what? And we kind of decided to configure a New Zealand stunt guild, which is based around the SAG union as an affiliate, right? So a lot of things changed in the way that people were getting paid, and now performers in New Zealand are getting residuals, right?
Stunt performers?
Stunt performers are getting residuals
Right.
from SAG. Wow. So why can't our actors? Right? So that's all I know. I don't know. I know that our stunt performers in New Zealand are getting residuals, but I don't know about actors because that's only them working on American productions, SAG productions. But I don't know what it is again for actors.
Cliff, you've talked to many of the actors.
Indeed. Well, the thing is you get into a conversation with some of the Hobbit actors, you're going to get very different types of conversations than the ones that we had 18 years ago when I was starting to interview everybody around us for the Ringers documentary. And to be honest, I got involved because of you, and I'm eternally thankful. This guy got me into the stunt casting office so that I could be an extra in Minas Tirith. So while I was there that day, I got an absolute reality pill of what everybody was going through in the heat, out there in that marble quarry. I don't know, it was in the Upper Hutt, right? And I don't know if it was marble, but it was an old quarry that had been
rock quarry, yeah,
repurposed after the Battle of Helm's Deep, and they repurposed it with all these other fronts and sides of buildings to make it Minas Tirith. And the heat, the armor, not the easy stuff that people in the background wear, which is just fabric with some shiny stuff in it, but the hero armor, because I was right in front of the camera, I was wearing 20-pound shield, hauberk, a massive pipe. Chainmail for real. It was when it came time to go to the bathroom, I needed a can opener. And that's an old joke, but I needed a bloody can opener. But, I have to say, I learned so much more about the realities, the day-to-day, exigencies of what you guys had to do. And you put up with a lot of stuff to make that Lord of the Rings movie, brother. How you guys went through all those night shoots to do Helm's Deep, I'll never know how you went through that. Because it was bad enough for me to be out there in one day, just one day in the sun. And you were there for like 16 months constantly working. And then you'd do one little bit, and you'd get transferred to another unit, and you'd be another character in some other makeup doing something else.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really amazing to me that you had to show without any prior experience. You had to be there, and you had to be flexible to so many demands and different conditions when they were filming. It was just phenomenal to be there.
For us, it was just, Lord of the Rings was the first biggest thing in New Zealand. So at that time, for us, it was just like, well, I guess this is what everyone's doing. I guess everyone's doing this shit, so this is what we're supposed to do. Like when I came to Hollywood and I was walking around Hollywood with my 500 headshots and backpack with, the paper that told us where the productions were every week, walking around with no smartphone, with just the paper telling us it's on Sunset, and then you follow the people and you just go, oh look, they're going to the same damn place. Let's follow them. So then, and when I came here eating half a packet of ramen noodles a day, I just thought that's what everyone was doing. I guess that's how you do it. So we just do it. Like in New Zealand, like it was 19 months of full-time shooting, and Helm's Deep was 3.5 months of night shoots.
Gosh.
Did
for
you find
2.5 minutes.
And did you find when you came to LA and started working on these other projects that that's not normal?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, these other movies are easy, man.
Yeah.
I was like, these little 2-3 month movies are just easy. Try doing 3 at once for 19 months.
I want to talk about how easy it was to wear this. Come on, my
What
brother.
the
Come around.
heck?
Come around to this side over here where Justin is.
Wow.
Bring him. Come around this side so we
That
can see
is
you on camera.
awesome.
This is one of 3,000.
Dude.
I brought it, so honestly, I want you to sign the inside.
Oh,
of course.
Dude,
Well, of course.
That is amazing.
But
It has a stand and everything too, but I didn't want to bring everything with me.
Yeah, that's
now,
awesome.
please.
Did you make this?
As I said, it's one of 3,000. It doesn't have an actual numerical value inside because I suppose that since it's so limited, they're just like, that's good enough, It's made by Weta. It has a stand and a base that has Sauron's eye on it.
Isn't this the one Nicole is wearing in that photo? You know, that famous picture, that meme of the girl in a desk office at her computer, and she's got this on?
Honestly,
Remember
I wouldn't
that?
be
That's a big
surprised
meme.
because as far as I know, this is the only one that's actually been made.
Wow. Okay, then she has a different one then.
No, I don't mean this is the only one. I mean like the only
Sala, here it
model.
goes. Are you guys seeing this? Oh, dude.
Yes.
Dude.
All the phones are coming out.
Okay, yeah, all right, dude. This
I gotta
is
get a
so
picture of this one, too.
awesome. All right, Facebook, if you're watching this, Facebook, and I know you are, give us some hearts and some likes because this is just beyond, this is beyond awesome. Now, in the original one, was it made of pieces?
Ashkanash, what's the line?
Aj nazg grimpatul. I know one of those lines.
Even Sauron's taking a selfie. This is the first time I've ever seen Sauron take
Sauron's
a selfie.
taking a selfie. Isn't that something?
So this is official Weta reproduction 1-to-1.
Hey, guys.
Absolutely. As I said, one of
That's
3,000.
hilarious.
I also intend on buying the Witch King's helm as well, but they're a little harder to find. And if you
So
do find them,
good,
they're like
dude.
$3,000. So, yeah.
All right, no, this is a single piece.
Yeah.
Right? It is a single piece. When you were on set, was your original one like this, or was it in segments, in pieces? It was.
It was exactly like this.
Really?
Yeah, this is pretty good, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Oh, dude.
You're the one person that would know the inside of the helmet.
well, yeah, dude. Like, they had to black out my eyes and everything.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
that actually was really
see this.
comfortable.
Do you know what? He feels right at home now.
This is the audition. Amazon, hire this man.
Yes.
We need him back
Let's
on
cut
Lord of
to-
the Rings.
Cut back to camera 2. This is so great. Guys, this is so great. Look at that. Everyone is blowing up.
This is pretty cool.
All right, let's do the rest of the interview with you
Sorry.
in character. All right.
Yeah.
The rest of the
As
interview
Sauron.
is you as Sauron, right?
Where do you want it signed?
Do you know what?
Actually, I wanted you to sign it next to the plaque on the interior.
Yeah. Guess what? Now he's
Dude,
got
that's
his
awesome.
DNA and hair inside. You'll
Oh.
never
Oh. Clone me, dog.
better than a mosquito and amber. Oh, look, yes, the Uruk-helm. Oh, dude.
I gotta try that.
This
Well, I
is
was an
amazing.
Urukai too.
Hold on, let me give you some light, brother. Here's some light.
Actually, can you
There it is.
take a photo of me?
Yes.
There-
Yes,
Colin
we're gonna
even
do
wants a
this. We're gonna do
photo.
this the hard way. I'm gonna take a photo.
I'll take a photo from here.
Video it.
Very good. Wow, dude, look at that.
Signing it.
This is amazing. If you're just joining us on
This
theonering.net, this is Torn Tuesday. We're here every week
Awesome.
from the Scum and Villainy Cantina. Today, we
That's
have
dope.
Sala Baker, who played
That's
Sauron
awesome.
himself. And Sala just
Oh,
signed
check this
the
out.
helmet of Sauron.
Oh, the Urukai. Oh, well, this looks uncomfortable, just like the real one. Hold on, I gotta try this one. Sorry, guys, I gotta try this one on too.
Please do.
Is this the other character you played?
Oh, I want to, as you put it on, my brother. And action.
It fits.
Nice. That's brilliant. Yeah, I guess you never really thought this was going to happen, did you?
I did not ever in my life. As you can see, I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan. I even have the mouth of Sauron right here on my leg.
That's
Of course. No,
awesome,
let me see. Like, totally. Tattooed. Tattoo time, dude.
This whole leg's gonna be.
dude. Oh wow,
Dude.
I'm gonna have an unarmored Sauron right here. And
that's awesome.
a door in the back.
And then he'll sign your leg.
Baradu.
And then we'll have him sign your leg. I love it. So funny.
Nobody likes Frodo.
That's brilliant.
Little hairy foot fool.
Yeah, of course.
So is
brilliant.
this is another Weta.
No, this one is just off of eBay.
So a fan made, someone made that.
Yeah.
Handmade.
This one was way cheaper than that. This one was like about 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is if you don't mind?
If you buy it brand new in the box and everything,
Yeah.
like 25 to 3 grand.
So he's saying that the brand new 1-to-1
Nice.
real scale Sauron helm
That's awesome, bro.
is up to $3,000.
We'll get a photo after with them both on. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Super cool.
That was cool.
Next year, going to New Zealand and visiting Hobbiton and everything.
Oh, you have to go. It's my ginger
wonderful.
ale.
That dude, thank you for. What's your name, brother? Oh, George, thank you for coming.
George.
George.
That's
so
awesome.
So awesome.
Don't leave. I want a photo with you. That's cool.
You know what?
Wow.
There's no way you're getting out of the parking lot alive.
Yeah. That is
Just saying.
It's really interesting to see that actually fits. Like perfectly.
A lot of the Weta stuff is not statues and busts. They tend to be 1-to-1.
Yeah. That's dope.
You know, like going way back in time to when you originally wore that costume.
Yeah.
How did you feel your first costume fitting the first time that you had to try it on?
Not good.
Do tell.
It didn't fit. It wasn't made for me. It was made for someone else. It was made for one of the guys who was one of the armorers at Weta to help them build the suit, and he was a slightly taller and slighter gentleman.
For Bruce, it was made for Bruce.
For Sauron, no, another one of the guys who had basically helped build the suit, the Sauron suit.
Yeah.
He was like 6'5" or 6'6", but he was tall and skinny. And when I was back then, I wasn't tall and skinny.
Well, you're still quite
So
tall.
yeah. But
How tall was Tall Paul? He was the guy.
dude, Tall Paul was 7 foot.
That's right. And Tall Paul was in a lot of shots to do scale trickery with the little ones.
Gandalf
Yes.
as Vigo.
Yeah.
As
Legolas.
Boromir.
David Wenham.
Oh, David Wenham's Faramir.
Yes. When you had Frodo and Sam,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, Tall Paul's dude. What a great guy that guy.
He was awesome. Yeah, loved
Great
to meet him.
guy.
So how many characters did you play in Lord of the Rings?
Well, as stuntman, you kind of run around and play a lot of different characters, but as characters named, just Orc Lieutenant, which was in Minas Tirith, bringing down the gates.
Oh, okay.
And he says, bring down Grond,
Yeah.
and he says, no, I can't bring down the gates, and he says, Brond will breach it.
Grand. Well, that's a conversation with Gothmog.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm one of those, and then one of the Orc lieutenants when just before they come off the boats, the why am I
Corsairs.
Vigo and yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, yes.
That's
the Corsairs
two.
on the ship.
and then the man-flesh Uruk-hai, and then
I love that.
Sauron. So 4. But then, as you know, as stunt guys, we played Uruk-hais, fighting Vigo at Aemon Hen. I mean, in like all those battles, we played different characters. I played Rohan, which was hilarious because there was no brown Rohan, but we had to hide it. That's why we had to hide me in the back. We're like, yeah, you just go hide in the back.
No brown people in Rohan.
No brown Dorians.
It's just so-
Well, that's one of the biggest
We had that
criticism of
conversation.
Lord of the Rings, and especially now in the society has kind of improved since then.
Right.
Do you feel that the new Lord of the Rings series should rectify some of that whiteness?
Indeed, we recognize an opportunity in this new series that there could be a lot of interesting diversity represented in this new series in ways that we've never even seen before, because they can go to places in this series, in like the appendix in the back of the book,
Yeah.
to lots of places we've never been. So yeah,
I think it's a great idea. Everyone's doing it. It's the hot new thing these days. You know.
yeah, inclusion. Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
Including everyone in movies would be nice.
It's the way it's supposed to be.
Well,
Not just Don Johnson. It's the only name that came to my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Oh my
Tin
God,
Cup.
Don
well,
Johnson.
we've
That is
been
going
we've
way
been
back.
talking about who they should cast as young Aragorn, and we've had discussions here about the potential of a guy like Riz Ahmed
Yes.
as young Aragorn,
Yeah.
because when Tolkien wrote that character, it is we think that he based it on Greece heroes and Eastern Mediterranean heroes. So it's not too far fetched to see a guy like Riz Ahmed
Yeah.
as Aragorn, kind of tall, dark, and handsome.
How tall? Wait, which? I have to look this guy up real quick.
From what was he in?
Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Oh,
And what was that HBO show about the guy that's falsely accused?
The one with John Turturro.
Yeah. He's
The
been-
Night of.
The Night of.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he was the lead in that crime
Yeah.
drama.
Yes.
Or
The Night of.
Diego Luna, or some of these other.
Diego Luna's awesome.
Yeah.
Or Sala Baker. One of those guys. I don't know. Any of those short guys.
All right. Moving off of Middle Earth for just a minute, we could stay and talk about what Amazon is going to do with that
Yeah.
party show. And we're doing it for months. And guess what? We're going to have a few more months of speculation. But I want to know, moving into the Sherlock Holmes universe,
Oh.
because way before you got into Marvel, you were working with Robert Downey Jr., right? Thank you.
Yes, I was.
So what does he smell like? Does he smell like lilacs?
He smells delicious.
Like, everyone tells me that Robert Downey Jr.
He is-
smells like bloody jasmine. And I'm like, what does he smell like? Because you had a fist fight with him, so you tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I worked with him on the first and second movie.
Yes, yes.
And he smells beautiful.
He's just beautiful.
No, he's a really cool dude, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's so down to earth. He is very much Tony Stark, I believe.
More than Sherlock Holmes? Yeah.
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 Because Sherlock, he's very, I don't know, but it's just, he jokes around a lot. That's why he's more of the Tony Stark kind of like, hey, whatever, I do whatever I want. Hey, he's because he's gone through so much in his life, right, in his career.
True,
And
true.
he's now come out of it just to be like, you know what, I'll do whatever I want. When I want. And so working with him on Sherlock was just like, because I asked him for advice. I was a little bit nervous in that scene we were doing. And I was like, hey, Robert. He was like, hey, what's up, man? Well, he didn't say what's up, man. But he said, hey, Sala, how's it going? I said, because I came up with that whistle, right?
You did?
So we would just prior to that scene, they're like, okay, we're going to do this scene, and you're going to grab Robert here, and you're going to turn him around. But before you do it, we're just going to figure out what we're going to do. And he was like, oh, I'll just try this one thing. They were like, what are you going to do? And I said, I'll just do it. And action.
You just told Guy Ritchie, I'm just going to do this thing.
Oh, just try it. Let's go.
You just
And
told
we go-
Guy Ritchie, I'm just going to do this.
And we rehearsed one, and then I just start whistling.
Ooh.
I start whistling. And they're like, oh, Robert goes, I like that. He goes, but what are you whistling? I was like, nothing. Nothing. He's like, well, we need to find something to whistle that's for this time. And so we came up with Mozart.
So good.
And then we get into that scene where I'm like, Robert, I don't really know how to play this scene because I'm nervous. I didn't say this to, I was looking at his face, but I was like, I don't know really how to play this because you're Robert Downey Jr., but how do I play this? And he looked at me in the eyes and said, Sala, just be you, man, and everything will come through. And I almost kissed him. I was like,
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Would you give a big shout to my stepmom? That's Darlene.
Stepmom.
Yeah.
Darlene Broadway. Love
Darlene
you.
Broadway. Hey, I love you, Darlene. Nice to see you live on the show.
Darlene.
You know, from time to time,
Oh, Darlene.
my relatives come wandering into the chat room. You guys, if you're here, talk with us on the chat.
Yeah, say something.
Give us some questions. Don't ask him to do the Sauron voice over and over again. He's already done
That
it.
is
But he'll do it
And,
again.
and he's not even the voice. Hey,
Weird.
I have a question. Speaking of Sherlock,
And
Sherlock.
Sherlock is a character that fans seem to be open to all these interpretations. As we speak, there's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's
there's
true.
the guy on Elementary.
Yes.
Who else has played Sherlock?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Thank you,
Ian
Rich.
McKellen just played a old.
Yes.
So
Sir
right
Ian,
now
and then
in the
there's
marketplace
mouse,
is
and then there's
five.
Basil of Baker Street,
Right.
Disney's Mouse, the great mouse detective.
So
Yeah.
there's
You,
my
multiple
favorite.
things. Why do you think stuff like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and some of these other things, fans don't seem to be open to multiple interpretations? Like there's only one, and have you seen that difference? Because you've played in the Marvel world and everything.
Yeah. I mean, Sherlock's been around for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I don't really know how to answer that one.
So does Lord of the Rings have to stay in Peter Jackson's world? Because it's old like Sherlock.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, it's hard to do what Peter did, or redo it, unless it's Peter, which I don't think he's doing. But don't quote me on that. I hope he does, because then it would be amazing. Then everything will fix and the world will be okay again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fire out.
Well, when you think about how much money is at stake, and you know how much badly Amazon wants you to be a
Yeah.
new subscriber to pay for that monthly thing to go back to Middle Earth, how are they going to entice the viewers to come back to a totally different Middle Earth that doesn't even look or feel like what PJ has created?
And
that's what I'm suspicious about.
or create something completely different and do whatever that does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
And then we're stuck in that world. Star Wars 19.
let me ask you, where's that bloody bowler hat that you wore? Because I loved you in that hat.
Oh, I try to take
Best
that
hat.
whole costume.
Yeah, it was the best costume like I've pretty much ever seen. It was
It was like every
So great.
single, like there were different fabrics.
Yes.
And the hat and the jacket and the vest, and it was
you
it was
looked
ridiculous.
so good.
I wanted to steal it.
I
If ever I wanted to take a costume other than Sauron's.
I don't know what it is about that costume and that
Ooh.
facial hair you had. I mean, you're not my type, obviously, but I just wanted to eat you up. I just wanted to eat you up alive.
Well, Cliff Broadway,
that hat.
you're not the first, my friend.
Yeah.
Or will
yeah.
you be the last?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Two-tier. Yes.
Sorry, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a two-tier question. So, what you do is like physical acting, right? And it's amazing what you do. I mean, I tip my hat to all the stuntmen because they make all the I'm an action movie guy and I love action movies. But it's really beautiful to see stuntmen actually really get great parts in films nowadays, as films been going by. And you've been sticking out quite a bit. I think I text you
Yeah, you did.
in the middle of the movie when I saw you on, I think it was
Deadpool.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, Sherlock.
Tone and I, my brother, we were sitting there, and I was like, Psh, that's Sala. And then, so anyway, so my two-tier question is, how hard is it to find the motivation, right, to do something physical, to act physically in different films and different stories? And aside from that, where do you pull from?
The physical side of things is like I've always been a fan of Buster Keaton, right?
Nice.
Huge Buster Keaton fan.
Nice.
Huge Charlie Chaplin fan. And so I was always a physical performer. Church, right? Being in Sunday school, we did a lot of that physical performing. And that's why I became such a physical performer, like you're saying, with all these other roles, it's because
everything you've done is different.
right, yeah, and every time, like I get these characters and I go into them, it's easier because a lot of mine are characters are villains in the first 18 years of my career is all villains. And so being a bad guy, it kind of, it's easier when you get the costume on and when you get on set, but villains are just people, right? And a lot of the times they just come from bad situations. So everyone knows that something bad's happened in their life and you have to draw from those things in order for me to get to a place where this character I think can go. And I'm getting a lot of different roles now, but they're all dependent on like the story. Like I'll keep talking about the story because people say it's easy to be a villain, but it's not that easy. Because it's not just being sad or bad or killing people or doing that kind of thing, right? It's about finding out where people come from and talking about like the deep down things that really matter, like the emotion of why you're doing things, right? There's no guy just comes and murders people for no reason, right? So that's, for me, it's I look on those things and physical performing is a way, because as a stuntman I don't get a lot of dialogue. I get a little bit now and then, so I have to use physicality like Sherlock Holmes to tell a story.
Indeed.
When you have nothing, you just sit there and you go, okay, well, how do I tell a story with zero? And so right. For me, it's like using everything around me and just trying to put myself in that situation at the time. Yeah, and again, like when I came from New Zealand, I just came over here, came to the States and was like, wow, okay, well, I guess how to hustle here is ramen noodles and backpack full of, headshots, walking around Hollywood, you know, and that's just what I thought it was. And so when you come to a place where Los Angeles is, and it has so much opportunity to be the best at anything, and you have all these things like Google, YouTube, and all these avenues where you can learn things for free, you can be the best at anything. So what's your excuse? For me, when I came to America, just for me, I was like, you know what? Everything is here. Everyone is here. All the movies are here. I need to learn. And so in my work ethic, it was just like, just work. Don't worry about what you're not getting. Just worry about putting in the work, and the work will come. Except, unfortunately, people expect more than they put in, and that's where the loss goes.
That's a very big piece of wisdom there. That's huge, that people who are driven by this ambition to come into this type of business, especially in this town, and they don't reasonably check their expectations, then within a few months, they go all the way back to Iowa with their tail between their legs, saying, well, LA just treated me like shit. It didn't work out, But no, it wasn't LA. It was your expectations were out of control, and you probably didn't put in the work because you didn't even realize what the work was that you need to put in.
Yeah.
You were chasing some spurious dream in front of you. But for people to show discipline in this type of business, that's what most impresses me. Now, I knew this young man when he moved here 18 years ago and was carrying that backpack in the summer heat. I still didn't have an air conditioner installed in my living room. It was bad. And
I lived on his hardwood floors on 2 white plastic chairs for
two white
3
plastic
months.
chairs. Oh, no, it wasn't that bloody bad, was it?
Well, it was. No, for me it was like, hey, that's what you do around here.
Yeah. It's
Serious.
true.
In my head, I was like, man,
All right.
Hollywood's hard. But the thing is like anyone's journey is different, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that at the end of the day, if you keep pursuing, you'll get there. But most people give up because they expect more than they put in. If you just keep going, it's going to pay
Yes.
you back. But most people don't have the patience to wait for that.
Yeah.
For all the time that you put in. And then it's like, it's hard out here, but if all it takes to be great is putting in time, well, time is free.
It's your own
it-
time.
it's your own time, so-
What advice would you give to an actor or a stuntman coming up right now, 2018?
Thank you.
They're either in Terre Haute, Indiana, or they're in New Zealand. Do you tell them to come here?
Constant question. No way. Well,
Don't come to Los Angeles.
No, you'll understand why when I explain it. Because there's so many ways. If you just pack up from Idaho or Saskatchewan and come to Los Angeles with nothing, trying to make it work, it's going to be tough. But if you're at your home, sitting in your little village, wherever, you have 2 people, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can Google how to be an actor. Google how to make a short film. Get a friend who wants to be an actor. Hey, you got time? Let's sit down and write a 1-minute short film. Look at YouTube, 1-minute short films. There's so many on there, and you can see how much time and how much story you can tell in 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minutes. Find some stories in your local areas, stunt people, actors, wherever you're at. Find people who have the same vision as you, or have the
Local
same
resources. Local resources.
And then when you've got something to, like, you've got some short films, 1 minute with some friends, put it on Instagram, put it everywhere. All these avenues are free. Then when you're starting to get good content and you're starting to get some groove going, now start getting your resumes and everything going. Okay, now I've done this and this and this. I need to go to LA ready armored with all the things I need. Because when you come to LA and you're like, I want to be an actor, this stuntman. You got headshots, you got a resume, what do you have? Like, what can you do? What talents do you have? Can you sing? Can you act? Because everyone here can do everything. So, in this city.
And everyone else thinks they can do everything.
Well, they can. They can if you put in the time.
Yes, sir.
Put in the time at home, wherever you're at, and just go out there and work. Put in the time. Like, write a 2-minute story and then shoot a 2-minute short film. It's 2 pages.
How important is Instagram followers and social media following right now?
I found that out that it's very, very important.
Really?
I mean,
yeah.
it's hard because I found out from my manager that Sala, it's hard, even though you've done a lot of work and you've done a lot of good stuff and you've done a lot of good movies, they're looking at numbers. It's a numbers game. They're looking at you don't have that many followers, Sala, but you've done more work than a lot of people. But it's like some people are going for their followers because they'll get a young Instagrammer that's got 2 million followers that is a street kid, whatever, that's blowing up right now.
Yeah.
They'll give him a lead role that's never acted in a role.
So
before.
everybody watching needs to follow you.
Well, if you look at all the TV shows these days on like all these networks, it's all these young teens, 20s kind of demographic that they're looking at there right now. Trying to fill all these different spots with these young, new, just like Deadpool 2, the next generation of kids to take over the franchise.
So if we know Lord of the Rings is coming down the pipe, it's going to be 5 seasons, $1 billion
In New Zealand.
budget. it might be New Zealand, it might be here, it might be Vancouver, who knows?
Yeah.
Where would an actor or a filmmaker or a fan or a cosplayer, where would they start? Just build up your Instagram following and pray to the gods that the producers of the Lord of the Rings series find you? Or
Well, I mean, there's so many ways. Like, Instagram is such a crazy tool that I had no idea how to find certain things, and filmmakers find me just to work together just because I have meetings every other day, just meeting with people to do short films and do new arts and in different types of creations and music but for me to keep it going, I have to get out there and basically work with people in order for them to keep it all going, right? So I have to go out there and find what works for me, and then focus on those things, because it's different for everyone. Everyone has their own ways of doing things and which way to get there, right? But what makes your journey great is that yours is completely different to mine, and it does really cool things that mine didn't do, even though we still got to the same point.
out of all the characters and races in Middle Earth,
Yeah.
Here it comes.
which one would you want to play?
Here it comes.
Do you want to be an elf, a dwarf?
Well, I played them all, so I don't know. Ask me that question again.
Well, you know what? With these kind of big, huge jewels, and I would spell that Jools. With these big old jewels you've got, you're looking rather dwarvish. I think you could do it.
I'll play a
A big
dwarf.
dwarf warlord? That would be an awesome thing. Yeah. Under tons of prosthetics and makeup and wigs all day.
I'm down.
Hey,
I'm always down.
we're getting to the third trimester of this show.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
I have to talk about Westworld. It's my favorite show
Oh,
in the world right
yeah.
now. Everyone, I hear applause for
All right, but-
Westworld. So
It was, yeah.
first off, you got to beat up the Man in Black. No one gets to do that.
You sure
yeah,
did.
It was pretty cool.
You tarred and feathered him, almost.
Yes.
How did you get that gig?
It's funny because it happened around the same time Deadpool happened, because I got called for Deadpool, Westworld, and another show all on the same week. And I was like, what the heck is happening? My life is amazing. Look at my best life right now. I'm looking pretty good.
So good.
And so I was like, because I think I posted on Instagram, I've always loved watching John Wayne, like all old school cowboy movies, and I've been waiting for like the coolest like Western show that's been out, because there's been a lot of movies and I've never been right for them, and just not right. And Westworld came along and they said, "Do you want to come and do this fight with Ed Harris?" And I was like, "What?
Yes, please.
What did you say?" Yeah, of course. Freaking idiot. Of course I do. It's the Man in Black. I'm gonna try and take him down.
So good.
So I
good.
went in there and I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. And I met him. Dude, I had the coolest talk with him for ages. Really? We talked about freaking
Pollock.
the Big Blue. No, not Big Blue. I'm forgetting.
The Rock?
No. With Ed Harris. I'm blanking on the movie.
The Right Stuff?
No, where he swims
Where he swims.
he holds his breath.
Oh, The Abyss.
The Abyss.
The Abyss.
James Cameron's The Abyss.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I
So,
love that
so,
movie.
so I'm sitting there, I'm talking like, hey, Ed Harris, oh man, cool. He's just like, he's telling me these stories, and I go, so Ed, that swim. Out of nowhere, I don't even say The Abyss. Out of nowhere, I go, so that swim. How was that?
That
he was like,
swim.
I almost died.
He knew what you were talking about.
Oh yeah,
Just
when
by
he's-
you saying that swim.
Yeah, when he swims through those, and it was in a tank.
Yeah.
And he said he almost died.
That's
He
amazing.
said he almost died, told me the whole story about it, and I was like, wow, dude. He said there was no one else around. It
Really?
was just him, and he was like, well, I guess this is it. I guess this is it, guys. And then one of the guys saved him, but it was like, oh. But working with him is just amazing. I mean, it's like I just couldn't stop listening to his voice because he's got such a commanding, gravelly voice and such a cool dude. I'm trying to get a hold of him because when I was talking to him about a short film, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to write some short films, Ed, and he was like, oh yeah, what kind of things you doing? I'm like, so I told him the story, and he was like, oh, cool. Huh. Well, Shaw, I like you. Maybe I'll come in and do a day for you.
He said
I go, what?
that? No way.
What?
No way.
Ed Harris said he'd do a day on a short film for me, so I have to
Wowza.
write a short film and try and get a hold of him and pitch it to him.
Was this before or after you beat him up?
Actually, this is just after I kidnapped him from behind and I'm dragging him back. This is just before he stabs me, just before he kills me.
Yes.
Because we started rehearsing and then we started talking and then that's when it came out and he was just like, yeah, I'll be in a short film for you, yeah. So now I have to do some writing.
So you were also in the scene with Lawrence and Maeve.
Yeah. And Lawrence is my boy, Clifton Collins. I've known
Clifton
him
Collins.
for a long time.
You know him?
Oh, yeah.
Is he
We
the one
live
that
right next to each
recommended
other.
you for this?
No, I've been around, it's hard to say, I've been around Hollywood for a long time. And some people know me, so they always put me in for fights because they're looking for characters to fight Man in Black. And who not to, so I luckily got called in and I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it. Just like, yeah, I'll fight Kendrick Lamar too, but
Oh my gosh.
I got called for that show, right? Hey, you want to do this Kendrick Lamar music video? I was like, yeah.
Okay.
He's like, oh, and Rihanna's in it. I was like, of course I'll do it. And I go in to do it and we do this amazing music video. And just before I go in to do my shot, my buddy goes, hey, because I was like, I'm waiting to find out 8 hours before I do the shoot. And they're like, well, we're not sure whether you're going to get the job yet because we're waiting to hear about these two other guys who may get it. And so when I find out I got it, I was like, oh, awesome. Who was it? And they said Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson.
What?
And I was like, you're going to get Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson to fight Kendrick Lamar?
What?
It would have been, but hey, I'm glad I got it.
Hey,
I'm
that's
very
a
glad
third card that I've never.
I was like, thank you very much.
That's fantastic. All right, station identification. For those who are just joining us, we're getting almost near the, not the end of the show, but
Almost.
we got a pretty robust audience. So, hello, everybody. Thank you, Scum and Villainy Cantina.
Thank you
for hosting us tonight.
for having us.
For those of you who do not know, you are watching theonering.net. This is Torn Tuesday. The gentleman here on my left is the young New Zealand actor who is most famous to Lord of the Rings fans for playing the Lord of the Rings himself. The book is named after you, by the way.
Yes, thank
It's
you.
your book.
Thank
it's
you.
your movie.
Thank you.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
The Amazon series
So
should
you-
be named after me too.
Amazon series. Hey, Jeff Bezos and all of your minions at Amazon Studios, are you watching?
Come on, Jeff.
So before we actually lose, I want to. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, RuPaul.
Jeff,
F it up.
Jeff.
Yes.
We're gonna come after you if you don't do it right, homie.
Does
I know a
anybody
lot of people in Hollywood.
here in the bar want to? Yes, thank you.
Buy Whole Foods.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Amazon Whole Foods. I forgot.
Yeah, they bought that thing.
They did. That's why. And then all of a sudden things got weird for Whole Foods. But
It's called Amaze Foods.
all right, we've got
I
this.
can't wait for Samwise potatoes and.
Oh yeah. It's probably gonna happen. Don't laugh. That is probably just as likely.
Boil
as
'em,
everything
mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.
Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. We have some incredibly enthusiastic Lord of the Rings fans who brought Sala this amazing helmet.
Coolest
Is it
helmet.
nearby, or did you put it in the car? Can we see it one more time, please?
I want to see it one more
'Cause
time.
I want to have this up here on the counter so everybody can see this, man. Just the Sauron, I think, would be a great start. Yeah, brother. This is so cool. Here he goes. All right.
Wait. I gotta get the dramatic.
Yeah. Camera's got to come up from.
Action.
And there you go. I can't. Do you know what? I can't talk to you anymore unless it's with this helmet. From now on, I'll. Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, I'm coming for you, fool.
So good. Sala, you're so awesome. All right, the man is in the Marvel universe. He's in the Lord of the Rings universe. He almost got to the repair shop universe just now. Give us, you guys, relax, take a seat, enjoy. Now let's ask the people at home, and we'll ask the people here in the bar the same thing. Since you have experienced one amazing film franchise after another, tell us one place. We're talking Westworld, Middle-earth, and where else would you like to go now? What if you got a chance to be in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, or in another big franchise? Where would you like to be next?
Well, I actually am a huge fan of this franchise, where I actually wrote a short film creating a new character in the Star Wars world.
Ah, yes, Star Wars.
I would love to join the Star Wars world and
Yes.
bring this character that I kind of developed with some friends to fruition and show some different views on where lithium crystals get their energy.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love that.
So yeah.
Since we're at the Scum and Villainy Cantina, we have
Yes.
to ask, what's your opinion on The Last Jedi?
Yes, please. I wanted to ask him that. All right. Yeah, what's your opinion on The Last Jedi? Since it's polarized a lot of fans.
All opinions
A
are
lot of
valid here at the Scum and Villainy Cantina.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Just don't let JC overhear you.
The last. I will watch it.
Your hesitation is the answer.
No. I haven't. Well, because here's the thing.
Speaks
Because
volume.
I wasn't happy about the last Star Wars films, right? And
the prequels.
Meaning Rogue
Or
One
these ones.
and
Yes.
Force Awakens and Last
Yes,
Jedi.
the
Those.
last because
And Solo. There's 4 of them.
I watched Solo. It was fun, but again, it's
It was a heist movie.
yeah. So it was a heist movie. So I wanted to get into the gritty, back to the old school Star Wars, and darker and grittier. To go, So it was hard. I went into these new Star Wars movies really skeptical, and so I did like Force Awakens with Rey and again, because I'm a villain guy, he didn't make me happy, man. Like
Kylo Ren?
yeah, so it's hard for me because it was like you took his mask off too early for me. You needed to create a villain before you show that. So it's like.
So you think that's what's missing from the new Star Wars is an iconic villain that is just a villain?
Well, the reason why we watch Star Wars because of Darth Vader and Luke. Like the reason, like Darth Vader. Like you built the baddest villain in history. And then Kylo?
And his presence motivates everything in the story.
Kylo's like a little baby throwing his toys out of the pram. So
Pram.
and they showed
That's
it.
a New Zealand coming out of you, the pram.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so I want stronger villains. Like I understand why that happened and he did that, but it was like I wanted to feel more for him, and I didn't get that.
So how does Lord of the Rings Amazon series avoid some of the issues that Star Wars is facing right now?
Dude, I don't know what you're asking
Good
me that
question.
question. I mean, I'm not the guy to ask that question to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many ways that could go, but it's
A good villain.
Yeah,
It sounds like one of your key things is like you need a good villain to balance a good guy.
It has to, because it kind of, Ray was so cool that you needed someone opposite her to be so bad that you wanted that fucking fight to happen. Excuse my
Yeah.
language. Like, you wanted that cool fight with to happen so, like, that point to be so much bigger than it was for me. But again, it's like, who am I? I'm just, this is just my opinion, but I wanted Kylo to be stronger. To be way stronger. And so that's why it's like, I didn't feel for him. I was like, oh, she's going to kick his ass. So that's why it was hard for me.
So the movies are just wasting a lot of time exploring family relationships with Ben Solo. And spoilers, there's some fratricide going on. What's it called? Patricide, excuse me. There's patricide, there's like deaths of major characters, and yet he's still not bad enough of a badass. Because we're too interested in redeeming him? Is it because we get so close to, oh, look, it's Kylo Ren, we want to redeem him, instead of see him become worse of a villain?
Well, if you can see him build to become worse and get like, he's
not doing that.
he's getting mad. It's just like, no, he's throwing more toys. In every movie,
Okay.
it's like, he's destroying the cockpit. Now it's like everywhere in his bedroom. It's like,
Okay.
so if he was doing cooler stuff as a bad guy, like murdering people or like, just because you don't really see a villain who just starts destroying the ship after something bad happens.
No.
I mean, you destroy a planet, not your bedroom,
Not your thing.
not
the other
your ship.
There you go. That's a fun.
Well,
that's a good
Nicholas in
point.
the chat room
That's
says
a good
if
point.
Sala can play the Dark Lord, he can play a Sith Lord.
Oh, yes, Nick. I like what you're saying,
That's right.
Nicholas Smith.
Thank you, Nicholas Smith. He's very very good. Very good.
Nick, you're my guy.
Let me
Nicholas Smith.
Let me ask you something else, a slightly very.
Because didn't you see me as Fire Fist with that
Yeah.
look?
You
didn't
looked
I
very
look like a
Sith
Sith?
Lord, yeah.
See?
You did look really Sith-ish.
See? I'm
The
just
only
saying.
Sith Lord.
Is that a word? Sith-ish? You did look Sith-ish. Now, my heart also, as much as I'm a big fan of lots of science fiction and fantasy, I'm deep into the animation world. And I love that. And it's quite different from anything you've done as a stunt performer, as a choreographed fighter, all these great things that you do. Would you be interested in going into the recording studio and bringing that silky, smooth, beautiful New Zealand Kiwi accent that you have and bring it to some character in the animated world? Personally, I'm rooting for you. I would love to hear
Yeah,
your voice
absolutely.
in something like that.
Absolutely. Well,
Anything.
I do music, and I'm going to get back into doing voiceover stuff because I used to have the same voiceover agent as David Carradine in Hollywood. So I would see him in the booth, and he'd be like, "Sala," I'd be like, "Kung Fu knows my name."
Oh, dude.
I was like, David Carradine's walking around the desert, and he knows my name. So that was kind of like all these starstruck moments that you just keep inside. But yeah.
Wow. What I would love, seriously, I love your voice. You have such a distinct voice.
Thank you.
I learned the hard way when I was in New Zealand, the differences between the Australian and the Kiwi accent, but I still have a hard time tearing them apart. But I'm telling you, animation deserves your talent. I would
Thank you,
love to
sir.
have your
Thank
voice
you.
in something.
I would love to do it, and I think it's going to happen soon enough. I'm focusing on doing a lot of that kind of thing too.
Guys,
So-
Galra on Voltron, Legendary
Yeah.
Defender. This guy is our next Galra,
Galra.
evil lord on Voltron. This guy.
Voltron.
I
Let's
love
go.
that.
I used to love Voltron, man.
So the new one on Netflix is amazingly
Oh,
good.
really?
It's amazingly good.
Amazing.
Nerds.
Nerd. I'm
so
a nerd.
As we're wrapping up the show,
Yeah.
That's it.
what is the next thing? Can you talk about the next thing, or does it have to
Well,
be?
I have another movie that's coming out next month. It's called Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg.
Mile 22.
Yes.
Is it a drama?
It's a thriller, action thriller.
Oh, okay.
Mark Wahlberg, Ronda Rousey, Iko Uwais, and Lauren Cohan from The Walking Dead.
Cool. That's a great cast.
So, just let you know, Lauren and I dance a lot.
All right.
And did your character die in Westworld, or is there a chance?
Your
There's
host.
always a chance, my friend.
There's always a chance
There's
they'll
always a
rebuild
chance.
another host. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mike Nolan likes me, so we'll see.
Love it.
We will see. I hope so. I hope so.
Okay, another thing, before we get too far down to the end of our show, looking at all the motion capture stuff that Andy is doing with Terry Notary. Do you know Terry? Do you know, are you still in?
I don't know Terry, but I know Andy.
But yeah, of course, you know Andy. And what they're doing is stunning with the new Mowgli movie that they just started promoting.
Yes. I did see
Super
that.
dark version of The Jungle Book.
Right.
And his Imaginarium Studios has been cranking out some amazing stuff. They've started classes to have people come in for motion capture instruction. Would you be down for that?
Yes.
mocap
I'm
work.
down for it all. I did
Down for it.
mocap. We did 13 weeks for all the Uruk-hai on Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
At
But that wasn't
least.
mocap. That was actually you physically in.
In a mocap suit, yeah. Doing all those Uruk-hai, thousands and thousands of Uruk-hai at Helm's Deep.
Oh, so you did the motion capture and then the massive program replicated that.
Replicating all the characters. So
Indeed.
yes,
Dude, we're getting rowdy.
it's getting
Y'all
rowdy.
are
in here.
rowdy.
It's loud. It's good. We like it.
Yeah, I know. But okay, yeah, we're getting
It gets
rowdy
loud
because
and rowdy.
it's the plateau of Gorgoroth. We've got
Gorgoroth.
the very air you breathe is a poison fume, right, Sean? This is Scum and Villainy. Again, thank you to
Thank you guys.
the hardworking staff and to JC and everybody at Scum and Villainy.
Woo!
Thank you, guys. This is turn that camera around, Justin. Justin, show everybody, because everyone's getting very excited to come in for the Kevin Smith Fat Man on Batman, which he's going to be doing this right here, right now, live, as soon as we're done.
Kevin Smith. Yay. He's
Mr. Kevin Smith.
I want to work with him one day too. Kevin.
You'll walk through that cloud of ganja, and you can work with him anytime you want.
What?
Yes. He's good to work with. He's a great guy.
What?
We're going to say goodnight, but
Good night
Before
and
we
good
do-
luck.
where do people follow you?
Instagram, Sala Baker. That's how we find me.
Twitter?
We're
You actually
Twitter. The same.
changed your Twitter. You got verified, and you changed your Twitter.
I've changed.
It used to be Sala Baker Actor, and now it's just Sala Baker.
That's what happens.
Thank you for clearing up that confusion. Because I really
Thank
didn't
you,
know
Cliff.
what you did for a living, but I'm
Yeah,
so
'cause-
glad you got that cleared up.
Thanks to you for housing me for so long.
No, dude. All right, guys, on Instagram, on
Thank
Twitter,
you guys.
look for Sala Baker, find him, follow him, love him. The Dark Lord is with us. He is with us. He is with us. Do you know what? Evil finds a way. Evil finds
Evil
a way.
always finds a way.
That is my response to Jeff Goldblum. Evil finds a way. Okay?
I love Jeff. He's awesome.
Oh,
I don't
I'd
know
love
him,
to work
but
with him someday.
Yeah.
All right. You
Tall
guys,
bastard.
thank you very much for being with us. You can follow us, theonering.net, on all platforms, all over the place. And
Net.
me personally, Quick Beam 2000. My name is Clifford Broadway. I was the writer, producer of Ringers, Lord of the Fans, the documentary. I'm the guy from theonering.net. We're going to be hosting this shit at San Diego Comic-Con
Yeah.
because we're giving a big panel presentation on July 20th on Friday in front of thousands of eager fans, where we're going to reveal more secrets and details about the upcoming Amazon television series. So follow me, Quick Beam 2000, and we will see you live next week right
Yeah.
here on Torn Tuesday. We'll see you next time, everybody. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
Thank you, Sala. Thank you, Sala.